Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! I, 33 female, hosted Thanksgiving this year. Every year it rotates between me, my sister, and my brother's homes. It's a pretty big gathering that normally involves my siblings, their partners, my sister's kids, and our parents. This year, my brother James, 35 male, and his wife Becky, 31 female, are having their first child. The baby is due in spring. We have a traditional Thanksgiving meal, watch the parade, play games as a family, couple drinks together in the evening, the usual stuff. Same kind of thing every single year. This year, a couple of weeks back, I got what is basically a list of demands from Becky in our family group chat. She wants to come, but her pregnancy means some things need to be adjusted. Her rules were no poultry as the smell makes her sick, no alcohol as the smell makes her sick, and she can't join in. The food needs to be served early as she needs to nap during the time it's normally served, and she doesn't want to play the games as she tries easily. So can we just listen to music or talk in the evening instead? I was really upset by this. Firstly, none of us are vegetarian, and so I don't really know how to prepare a turkey alternative. But secondly, I'd already ordered the turkey, and it seems like a waste. And to not be able to drink, eat when we want to, or even play our games in the evening, just feels so unreasonable when 9 of us won't get to celebrate in the way we'd like to. In the family chat, I replied and said, while I would make her a non-poultry meal and would make sure people don't drink at the table, I wouldn't ban poultry or alcohol from the house, and I certainly wouldn't be not playing our games. Particularly as my niece and nephew are now old enough to join in and really loved it last year. Both James and Becky said I was being unreasonable and that she's pregnant, so I need to be more understanding. My mom joined in and said it is not hard to accommodate, but I was really annoyed by this point. I told Becky she was uninvited if she can't accept any compromise whatsoever. James called me separately to say I'm excluding her and ruining their Thanksgiving, and she can't help how she feels during pregnancy. I said I wasn't excluding her, and she's welcome if she can accept that Thanksgiving has to work for everyone else too. In the end, neither Becky or James came over. It was a weird day without them, and I'm sad they weren't there, but I feel like I wasn't unreasonable. I do want to make amends, but am I in the wrong here? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. If Becky wants a Thanksgiving organized exactly to specifications that are the exact opposite of yours, James or one of the other people insisting she needs to get whatever she wants because she's pregnant can organize it for her. Being pregnant is not a disability, nor is it a free pass for unreasonably bad behavior. You are not in the wrong. I'm currently pregnant and the smell of alcohol makes me sick too, and I'm overly tired. Not in a million years would I think that anyone apart from my partner should have to go out of their way to accommodate me. Your solutions to offer an additional alternative and ban alcohol from the table are really reasonable compromises. To ask 9 people to not play a game because she will be tired is wild. She can just go home earlier or watch you guys play. Some first-time moms get like that and it's so embarrassing. Like some pregnant women think they are gods, cause they are making tiny humans. Like yeah, it's amazing, but the world doesn't revolve around you. Sincerely, a mom. ETA, I puked every single day, several times a day, everywhere. My dad's bushes, his kitchen sink, my kitchen sink, in front of middle schoolers walking into school, in front of the school, you name it. I became a pro at puking in a bag whilst driving. Any smell was a bad smell unless it was cookies the size of my face. So I get it. But seriously, Thanksgiving isn't about her. My cousin Jeremy, 30 male, and I, 21 female, were somewhat close when I was a kid. When he'd visit or we'd go by him or his mom, different states, he and I would play video games or football, do stuff as a group and so on. Jeremy had kids and got married a few years ago. His mom moved back here a few years ago as well, so Jeremy and his family visit once or twice a year. I go to school and work part-time. Jeremy and his mom, when she'd visit, thinks everyone's life stops when he visits. He won't give much notice either. Summer of 2021, it worked out that I was off while he was in town. He invited me to go to the zoo with him, his wife and his kids. I'm not really a kid person, but he kept nagging me, so I went. His daughter Jenny is a good little girl. She's smart and polite and a fun kid. His son Jimmy is a different story. Jimmy is argumentative and rude. I had a knee brace on because I have patellofemoral syndrome. Our zoo is huge and I didn't want my knee to get sore. Jenny asked about it and I said it's to help my knee. Jimmy decided to keep walking in front of me or stopping short, then asking if it hurt my knee. It didn't, but it was annoying. Jeremy told him to knock it off. Jimmy kept doing it and claiming he forgot. Jimmy is argumentative. He kept trying to debate me about stuff with different animals. I didn't care enough and I'm not arguing with a kid, so I just said, okay, sure, and moved on. So he kept insisting that he meant he was right and smarter than me. He kept wanting snacks, and I swear every snack stand we passed he wanted something. His parents said no, then he started asking me, and I said no. So he asked why not and said I have a job, so I should buy it for him. Anyway, I don't want to be around Jimmy, unless it's a bigger group. I ended up telling my aunt about how he acted. She said he's a kid, and blah blah blah. Then she told my mom that Jimmy gets bullied at school and Jeremy doesn't understand why. I guess now they think he has Asperger's. My aunt told my mom and I earlier this year she acted like his behavior is okay because of that though. I still don't want to be around him though. Anyway, Jeremy was here for Thanksgiving. He texted me in October and said we should meet up and let him know when I'm off. I had no intention of doing that. Between work and school, my first day off was Thanksgiving. My mom and I did our thing, and I was also off Black Friday. I met up with some friends and had lunch and drinks Friday. I never told Jeremy when I was off. A friend of mine posted a selfie of us Friday. Jeremy went home Monday. Apparently, he saw the post and said something to his mom about how getting drunk with my friends was more important than seeing family. And he used to do stuff with me, so I should return the favor with his kids. My mom said I should have just hung out with them for a little while at least, and that Jimmy is a kid and I should let it go. Am I in the wrong for blowing off my cousin because I don't want to deal with his kid? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. You get to choose who you'd like to spend your time with. If you've got so few holidays, it makes sense you'd want to enjoy them. You're not in the wrong. You don't have to hang out with family every single time. You're young. Going out with friends is fun. You can hang out with obnoxious kids when you turn 35. You're not in the wrong. Jimmy is entirely capable of understanding that doing something you know might hurt someone else means they might not want to spend time with you to avoid getting hurt. And the rest of the family is doing him no favors by refusing to teach this lesson. Even if he was as well behaved as Jenny though. You don't owe Jeremy your free time just because he's decided he's entitled to it. Recently, a children's hospital in our city held a fundraising dinner, an auction to raise money to upgrade their cancer wing. My wife works as an administrator for the hospital group that owns a children's hospital but doesn't work for the children's hospital. She told me their CEO expected all of the administrators to go to mingle with the donors and asked if I wanted to come. I wanted to, but declined because I had a dinner meeting the same night. That night came and we went to our separate functions. I got home first and went straight to bed because I was tired from my full day. The next day when we woke up, everything was normal as we talked about our night. Somewhere in the middle of our conversation, my wife told me that we donated $5,000 to the children's hospital. I was stunned. I asked her to repeat it just to make sure I heard it correctly. I didn't remember us talking about any donations, much less a $5,000 donation. Honestly, I didn't know what to say. I told my wife that while it looks like we can afford the donation right now, our finances took a big hit with this economy and looks to be taking a bigger hit next year. The company I work for has been holding high-level meetings about our clients not renewing contracts because they are anticipating their own slowdown. There is a slim but real chance I might lose my job next year if the economy in our business doesn't pick up. This is not the time to be giving away $5,000. She argued that she already made the donation, so there is nothing we can do about it. I went to check our account. Inside hadn't been withdrawn, so went to the bank and opened another account, then transferred my portion of the account, leaving only her money. I transferred my direct deposits into the new account, leaving our joint account with only her money in direct deposit. She doesn't have much more than $5,000, so once the children's hospital donation hits that account, she won't have enough money left to buy a cup of coffee. I told her what I did, and that she made the donation without talking to me about it, so it's coming out of her money, not mine. She said I can't do that because both of our names are on the donation brick. They put the donor's name on a brick, then use those bricks to build part of the new wing, and she can't back out of it without looking foolish to the rest of the executive team. I told her she should have thought of that before giving away money without talking to me first. She argued it's for a good cause, to which I argued making sure we're not homeless next year is a better cause. I'm standing my grounds, but she's gotten her family involved. Her father called me to have a man-to-man talk about me being a better man by supporting my wife and helping children. They are making me out to be some kind of monster because we can afford it right now. Am I a monster? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. Her mouse wrote a check that she can't cash. Tell her father this was her donation. No one is stopping him from chipping in to help her. You're not in the wrong. US healthcare providers, including hospitals, are for-profit businesses, and it's all kind of wrong that they ask for additional donations when they have CEOs and other executives on higher salaries. Point this out to your wife and ask her to re-evaluate her priorities. It's not okay for her to make such a grand financial gesture, which is what it is with your joint money, without your explicit consent. If she still wishes to go ahead with this donation, she can fund it herself and make it only in her name. $5,000 is a lot of money to most people, and I will be understandably upset. Big purchases should be discussed together. You're not in the wrong. I, 36 female, had a child in 2022 who's now 1 year old. When I was pregnant, my friend Michelle, my age, had given me a gorgeous necklace as a present for my pregnancy. She said I could do what I wanted with it. It came in a beautiful little box and ribbon, and I had planned to keep it in the family. Recently, to celebrate my son, Matt's first birthday, my sister flew in from England to help with my baby. My sister is a jeweler as well. Conveniently, she does live far and we often communicate only through text or call. And the COVID situation from 2021 made it even harder to see each other. I never really discussed the necklace with my sister until then, as I always thought it was a cheaper present, until I put it on when we were going out for dinner. I'd left Matt with a babysitter, and we were at the restaurant when my sister had asked where I got that necklace from. I was happy she noticed, but told her it was a gift, and my sister asked me to look at it. I didn't think much of it until she mentioned it seemed expensive, and after a bit of searching and checking around, we found out it was actually worth a ton. I won't go into specifics, and no, not millions or tens of thousands of dollars, but enough for me to make enough for a bit to help support my family or keep it in the family as an expensive necklace. Michelle also found out, most likely from me messaging family and friends, and messaged me back asking for the necklace back. She apparently had been gifted the necklace as well from a relative, but also thought it was cheap. And I replied back that I intended to keep it. Michelle started calling me selfish, saying it was hers first and she never knew the value. Now my husband and sister are saying Michelle shouldn't have given it away. But I know Michelle could use the money, and I think it's true she never knew the value too. or she wouldn't have given it to me. Am I in a wrong for keeping it? And now for some comments. Nope, it's a gift. It's yours, you're using it. Do not give it back. Once you are given a gift, it is rightfully your property. She should have thought about this before giving it away. You're not in a wrong. Everybody sucks. This wasn't something that needed you to brag about, or whatever caused multiple people to find out about. And friendship should be more important. For your friend, asking for a gift back is just tacky. I'll give it back just so she can take it to a pawn shop, or even a jeweler/estate buyer, just to get 10% of its worth. If you guys don't even know how to tell if it's worth anything, then you certainly will get killed selling it. You have one person and some googling telling you it is worth something. A pro or someone on Facebook Marketplace are not giving you anywhere near its value. Everybody sucks apparently. If it was given to her, she didn't want it, so she gave it to you. You weren't that wild about it. In one sentence you say it's gorgeous, and the next you say it looked cheap. Nobody cared about the necklace until everybody found out how much it was worth. You're all a bunch of materialistic so-and-sos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.